and frank, most importantly? These are important questions, and we have with us some very eminent voices, experienced panelists. And Dr. Raman, let me begin with you first. Look, if you look at what the Supreme Court has said, it's quite clear. The Supreme Court is inferring that an SIT needs to be ordered to look at the import of these words, because a lot can be said without actually being implied, in a sense that you can dog whistle your way through, use certain words that have multiple meanings, and stoke disaffection amongst a section of the populace to basically sow the seeds of divisiveness. And people like you, sir, and others have been supporting Mr. Mehboobabad. Now, can you explain why, when the Supreme Court itself has taken such a dim view, even instituting an SIT, sir?
Yes, Rahul, I read the post not once, I read the post multiple times. And I'm till now, maybe, the grasp of the language is better by those who saw insults here. But with our limited knowledge of English, we were unable to find anything that was either anti-women or anti-national in what was said. Now, having said that, with due respect to the Honorable Supreme Court, I fail to understand how 3 police officers would come to a conclusion on whether this. I can understand maybe if they had professors of English, professors of those who could understand the intricacies of the language, to understand the intent and so on, then perhaps something could have come out of it. But how would 3 police officers infer what large sections of this country are unable to, after reading this, whatever the gent posted, and are unable to come to, if you can actually read out the sentences which are insulting to women or insulting
I'm not on the case of insult to women. I don't think even the Supreme Court has gone there. Let's be honest.
Or anti-national.
No, one second. Listen. No, hang on. You're catching once again the slim edge of the wedge, sir.
It's not the slim edge of the wedge.
We're not talking about women here. We're not talking about misogyny. I don't think this is misogynistic.
No.
In my
Haryana
personal
Commission for Women.
But I have a problem. No, one second. I have a problem.
Did you not see the lady, Haryana Women's Commission?
Sir, did you not ask me certain questions? You just asked me, can you explain? And now you're not letting me explain. Now, if you ask me to explain, let me just explain.
Go ahead.
You can then punch holes. There is no problems. Look, viewers, I don't believe this person should be jailed or anything. I'll be honest with you. I don't believe that we should throw the kitchen sink at him. But certainly, viewers, the court must act as it has. This is not Rahul Shivshankar saying it. This is the Supreme Court saying it. Now, you can quibble about their English command over the language, this, that, the other. It's not 3 police officers. It's justices of the Supreme Court that have examined every word. And they've come to a conclusion. They've used 2 or 3 phrases, viewers. They've said, number 1, that this man was dog whistling. And I'll tell you why. Because what did General Munir, I don't even want to call him general, so let me just call him Munir of Pakistan. The preface to the attack in Pahalgam was what? That Hindus and Muslims are 2 separate civilizations, nations, which share zero history, 0 traditions. It's like Mars and Venus, viewers, nothing in common. And viewers, the Indian government, through the messaging of deputing 2 lady officers, one a Hindu and a Muslim, was trying to tell Pakistan that here, Muslims in our country, they stand shoulder to shoulder in responding to you, Pakistan, that thinks that Muslims do not need to stand with Hindus at a moment of crisis because you have nothing in common. And this man adds, viewers, a little bit of grist. What does he say? That, you don't even get justice. You're not even treated as equal citizens in India. So all of this is optics. This is what is being implied, sir, at a time of war. This is what the Supreme Court is saying. And I'll quote what the Supreme Court has said in case you missed it. Let me read it out to you because maybe you missed it. And it's up on your screens also, viewers. Yes, everyone has the right to free speech and expression. Supreme Court is not denying you that right. But is it the time to talk about all of this? This country is already going through all this. monsters came and attacked our people. They didn't come here, viewers, attacking Indians. They came in to attack Hindu Indians. Let's not paper over this. The Supreme Court then goes on to say that we have to be united. Why do this to get cheap popularity on these occasions? It is dog whisting. Dog whisting. You could have used more neutral language. Now, Dr. Raman, this was the import. This is why we had two lady officers from two different religions.
Yeah.
To shoot this two-nation theory. And what is this man saying? No, 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 there are two nations here. There are two sets of laws here. There are two types of statuses here. Muslims are second grade. This is a dog whistle. Do you think he should be saying this at this time? What does it need?
Rahul, I would sincerely recommend, and I'm saying it with all seriousness, because since we do not know what is acceptable to be said and what is not acceptable, if the Honorable Supreme Court can say that these are the words that can be used in public discourse, these are the sentences that are permitted, these are the timing when these sentences can be said, and put out maybe a weekly or a monthly kind of a bulletin, so that the public will know, look, there's got to be some consistency, right, in what is permissible and what is not permissible. Why can't a guideline be put out? Why can't the government put out a guideline for all practical purposes? Let them put
Viewers,
out.
As if we don't know our own duties as citizens, that we can be as irresponsible, but we need the guiding hand of the state, a nanny state to tell us how to be responsible. Viewers, then why have a vote? If we are so irresponsible, if we don't want to take responsibility, why have a vote?
The public simply does not know.
Then just let's have a bunch of elites that elect another elite to rule us. Now, hang on, let me bring in.
The post
now, sir, now, you are chickening out. You are chickening out and hiding behind a facade.
Nobody is. What is there which is anti-national? Answer me.
Hang on.
What is anti-national? Please tell me.
And I'll tell you, sir, when somebody is standing up and instigating a community at a time when it is important. Do you know, viewers, and I want to bring in Kanchan Gupta, he's a senior advisor to the INB ministry, no less. So he's the right person to have on this debate. Now, viewers, remember, and you have to ask yourselves this, because Hindus, viewers, don't think in terms of us and them. And you have to congratulate 1 billion Hindus, viewers, 1 billion at the very least Hindus, for not rising up in anger as to what happened in Pahalgam. Even the Americans, the Christians in America, viewers, the Jews in America targeted Sikhs and Muslims after 9/11. Here we never had this. Because we do not believe in the two-nation theory. Pakistan does. And that's precisely what Modi was trying to do by putting these two individuals. And this is exactly what is being undermined. Anyhow, I don't want to take anyone's thunder, steal anyone's thunder. Kanchan Gupta, please respond to Dr. Raman, who says, hang on, there's nothing anti-national. We're getting oversensitive. We have become completely intolerant of any freedom of expression. We are on our way to becoming a dictatorship. That's basically what he's saying.
Who said that?
Well, you're almost saying that, sir, that the state must lay down the law. Okay.
I didn't. I stuck to one simple point.
Okay, what is anti-national about it? What is misogynistic about it? Kanchan Gupta, please respond. Fair enough.
Well, Rahul, you have to you have to get this in context. My understanding of the English language is far different from Dr. Raman's understanding of the English language. And my understanding tends to be closer to that of the Supreme Court of India. I doubt if Dr. Raman has at all read the Facebook post of his or seen it in the context of the situation in which it was written. Number one, he is basically making out that Muslims are oppressed, suppressed, depressed in this country, and it is very wrong to feel this two women officers, B, one of them a Muslim officer who has reached her rank and status without any obstacle because of her faith. Now, he is unable to digest this fact, and therefore he contradicts it. Number two, Dr. Raman is being supercilious, and when he says the court or the government should define what is permissible and what is not permissible. Dr. Raman in other shows has made a big show of his understanding of the Constitution of India, if he were to read the Constitution of India and Article 19.1 and 19.2, he would know what constitutes a violation of the free speech that is guaranteed by the Constitution. It includes inciting communal violence or communal discord, and it definitely includes creating a law and order situation. And that is what exactly he was doing very slyly. This person was not at all being honest intellectually or otherwise with that post of his. And you have to see it in continuum. You cannot see it in just one isolated post. The Mahmoodabads have a history of hate towards the BJP, towards the Modi government, and towards the Prime Minister, because this government brought in a law that circumvented the Supreme Court, totally misreading the Enemy Properties Act and deciding to hand over the property which the Mahmoodabads left over here when they went off to Pakistan. And then they slyly and very nicely send back one of their, he sends back one of his sons over here to reclaim the property so that again he can come back and do Ayashi over here. I know this is not a very nice word to use, but basically this is the story of the Mahmoodabads. And he has been slyly pushing the envelope against the government. He's very polite, he's very charming, he pretends to be what he is not. But to say that it was a very innocent Facebook post and therefore it should not be taken notice of is totally misleading. And as I said, my understanding of the English language is closer to that of the Supreme Court's understanding of the English language. If Dr. Raman is unable to accept that understanding, he is welcome to go to court and implead himself as a petitioner on behalf of the person. The last point I wish to make: the government of India did not invoke the Wartime Act. Now, had it invoked the Wartime Act, whatever he has posted would have been constituted as treason. So I have no doubts in my mind about that. Now, there are situations, in a situation where you are fighting an enemy state, where you are fighting trans-border terrorism, to come up with these homilies that we don't want war, we don't want innocent people in Pakistan to suffer. Okay. I mean, that's his problem. That is not the country's problem. That is not the government of India's problem.
Okay.
He can stuff his homilies for all I care.
Okay. Well,